In a quiet town nestled between green hills and winding streams lived an old man named Henry, who ran a humble pet store. His shop was filled with creatures of all kinds: playful puppies, curious kittens, colorful fish, and exotic birds. But among them all, one stood out, a parrot named Oliver. Oliver was no ordinary parrot. He was unusually quiet. While other parrots squawked, chirped, and mimicked human phrases like "hello" or "Polly wants a cracker," Oliver stayed mostly silent. He would observe from his perch, his sharp eyes watching everything with a calm wisdom. Because of this silence, most customers ignored him. "That parrot's broken," one boy said. "It doesn't even talk," laughed another. Despite his beautiful green and gold feathers, Oliver was always overlooked, left behind day after day, week after week. One hot afternoon, a wealthy businessman named Mr. Carter walked into the shop. He was looking for a talking parrot to gift his daughter for her birthday. "I need a parrot that talks, something entertaining, you know," he said. Henry eagerly showed him several parrots, all squawking happily, repeating words like "Hi there" or "Good morning." But Mr. Carter wasn't impressed. Just then, Oliver let out a soft, "Excuse me." Startled, Mr. Carter turned. "Did he just speak?" Henry nodded. "Yes, that's Oliver. He doesn't talk much, but when he does, it means something." Mr. Carter approached. "Say something else," he demanded. Oliver tilted his head and replied calmly, "Kindness is quiet. Noise doesn't mean truth." Mr. Carter frowned. "What's that supposed to mean? I want a fun bird, not a philosopher." Without another glance, he turned back to the noisy parrots and chose the loudest one in the shop. "This one'll do," he said, dropping a stack of bills on the counter. "Kids love chatter." Henry sighed and placed Oliver back in his perch. Weeks passed. One day, Henry received a phone call. It was Mr. Carter. "That parrot you sold me won't stop screaming. My daughter is terrified. It keeps shouting nonsense all night. Run! Fire! Get out!" It even cursed once. "What kind of bird is this?" Henry apologized and offered a refund. Mr. Carter returned the bird, frustrated and embarrassed. As he walked past Oliver, the quiet parrot said gently, "Sometimes the loudest voice hides the emptiest heart." Mr. Carter paused. For a moment, he was speechless. Then he laughed bitterly, shook his head, and left. But the story didn't end there. A few days later, a young girl named Emily walked into the shop. She had big glasses, a quiet demeanor, and a gentle way about her. She stood in front of Oliver's cage and smiled. "You look like you understand more than you let on," she whispered. To her surprise, Oliver replied, "So do you." Her eyes lit up. Henry watched from behind the counter, smiling. "He doesn't talk to everyone," he said. "I don't either," Emily replied with a grin. Emily adopted Oliver that day, and the two became inseparable. Over time, the parrot would speak, offering bits of wisdom, encouragement, and warmth that surprised even Emily's parents. Oliver didn't entertain with jokes. He inspired with truths. News spread about the parrot that spoke when it mattered, and many people came to see him. But Oliver only ever talked when he felt the other person was truly listening. Not just hearing, but listening. One day, Mr. Carter returned to the shop. He saw Emily and Oliver through the window, laughing softly as Oliver whispered something in her ear. He felt a pang of regret, not because he missed out on a talking parrot, but because he realized how quick he had been to judge. He had chosen noise over meaning, appearance over depth. Henry walked up beside him and said, "Funny, isn't it? The quiet ones often have the most to say. We just have to learn to listen differently." Mr. Carter nodded slowly. "I judge too quickly," he admitted. Henry replied, "Most people do, but recognizing it, that's the first step to wisdom." Moral of the story: never judge based on surface noise. Sometimes the quietest souls carry the deepest wisdom. In a world full of loud distractions, truth often speaks softly.